It is a heavyweight collision between Ben Rothwell and Andrei Arlovski. Well, pretty much every time out in the UFC, DC, this man has put on a striking clinic, and that is his methodology coming in here tonight. He'll try to keep the fight on the feet.
And that's why we tune in, right? That's why we tune in. We tune in to see guys that are dynamic. We tune in for the speed. We tune in for the knowledge of the striking game, the ability to set traps, the ability to find the jab, the ability to find the right hand, the right kick, the left kick, the knees, the elbows. He truly uses every weapon that he has in his arsenal to try and finish his opponents. You make one mistake, night's over. You cannot make mistakes against a guy that has the striking acumen of this guy right here.
And the jab is not as underutilized a weapon as it was in MMA, say 5 or 7 years ago, but he's got as good a jab as anyone in the business, and that is where all of his striking flows off of. We'll see how it goes for him in this matchup tonight. Well, always exciting when this guy shows up on the fight card, Daniel. He is a true mixed martial artist. Not really any glaring weaknesses, at least, that he's put on film thus far.
He's the new breed of fighter. Those kids that start doing everything at 6 years old. They start wrestling, they start doing jiu-jitsu, they start to box. He's one of those guys that has every one of those skills, and he does them all at an A+ level. He's got tremendous cardio. He is the type of fighter that in a few years will just litter the UFC roster across the board.
And oftentimes his opponents will say he doesn't really do anything special, but he does everything at a plus level, and he believes he'll have a lot of advantages in this matchup tonight. And now our tail of the tape for this heavyweight fight. Rothwell is 33. Arlovski is 41. Rothwell weighed in at 265 pounds. He will have a 1-inch reach advantage. And once again, here is the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a kickboxer holding a professional record of 34 wins, 22 losses, and 2 no contests. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 240 pounds. Fighting out of Coconut Creek, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the former UFC heavyweight champion, Andrei the Pitbull Arlovski. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 39 wins, 14 losses. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 265 pounds. Fighting out of Kenosha, Wisconsin, Ben Rothwell. And when the action begins, a referee in charge, Yves Levine.
The veteran Yves Levine draws the assignment here.
You ready?
All right, so here we go with the start of round 1. I can tell how excited you are for this matchup. Seems to be a striking advantage on one side, but
It's a big-time fight. It feels like a big moment for both of these guys' careers. Who is going to be able to implement their game plan the best in this matchup between these 2 big-time athletes?
well, perhaps a sign of things to come as he lands a kick there.
Nice kick landed by the gentleman.
Try to establish that jab.
Right hand punch in the clinch. Big punch lands over.
Whoa!
He's in trouble. He's hurt bad.
Big hook. Now goes in and secures the takedown. All right, well, both fighters pretty comfortable on the ground, DC, but you got to be very careful hanging out here for too long if you're his opponent. All right, north-south position here. We'll see if the crowd can be mature about this, DC. Working off of his back here. Looks like he may try to hip escape. Under 3 minutes remain in round 1. Side control now, DC. A lot of options at his disposal from here. Well, hard to win fights in mixed martial arts from the bottom, but nice work here in that position by Arlovski. Well, there are few things more fun to watch in mixed martial arts than these type of transitions.
Now the guy's got arm bar. He's attacking it on him. Attacking arm bar. You got to recognize that when a guy starts to put his feet on your hips, you got to move him off, and you got to cover. You can't be off to an angle. Snapping his arm. Right. Sometimes it's better to live to fight another day, but hats off to this fighter on a great submission victory.
All right, so there's the horn at the end of the round. Multiple takedowns landed for him over the previous 5 minutes.
And you know what, John? Even more importantly, look at the opponent now. He's afraid to pull the trigger because he's been taken down so many times. Getting taken down is one thing, but having it happen to you continuously really does make you gun shy. And right now, he's very tentative to let his offense go because of the fear of getting taken down back to the mat again.
All right, let's take a look back at the replay as he gets it done by submission tonight, champ.
I mean, you know, this guy has such a great submission game that you cannot lay in his guard. He's so skilled, he's so tricky, and he's so good at weaving a web that gets you lost in it that he made him pay for it tonight and got the submission victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Yves Levine has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 33 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by tap out due to an armbar, Ben Rothwell.
Well, the celebration is on in his corner, and hard to blame these guys, sort of waiting to exhale, get a huge win tonight, and not just the win, but they get it by submission.
They knew what they had in front of them. They knew how tough a competitor his opponent was, but they also knew that if they could get this fight to the ground, they could find a submission. They found a submission. He got his hand raised in the way that he loves the most.